So Kiwirail are a state-owned enterprise, ultimately here to be the stewards of the rail network in New Zealand. We look after the infrastructure, and we also operate freight services and the Inter-Islander ferry.
The goal here is a thriving metropolitan railway system that people want to use as their preferred choice of transport, where we're delivering the work as efficiently as possible without getting in people's way.
Around 2018, a whole lot of funding came into Kiwirail to try and rejuvenate the rail network and bring that service level back up to something that supports the economy, and to recognise the value of rail and the value rail brings to the New Zealand economy. We're at a point now where we've completed a whole lot of work, we've renewed and replaced a whole lot of assets. We're now starting to think of what does our business look like going forwards, and that's what's required us to take a look at our operating model ultimately.
Our challenge in Wellington has been that we have two very different types of teams focusing on maintenance and inspections and on delivery of big projects, and we're trying to bring those two together so that we can do our work more efficiently.
While we are a freight business and we operate services across the country, we also have an obligation to keep the main centres moving through the metro networks. That's a big part of the change, particularly in Wellington, is around aligning ourselves to the outcome of how do we support passenger rather than just thinking about freight.
To make it actually work, we need somebody that comes in to sell the dream, that's got the street cred, that has been there and done it before. To build a kind of compelling story that everybody would buy into and it's logical and everybody can get behind. And Kiwirail, we're not geared up to do that in terms of implementing great organisational change.
We definitely had ideas on what we wanted it to look like, but in terms of how we'd get to that, that was a bit of a challenge for us.
The decision to go out and get support, it wasn't so much a decision, it was an obvious choice. If my background's been in the capital project space, and there are a lot of complex things we do, and when we need help, we go and get the experts to help us. So it was no different to that, really. The teams are coming together. Let's go and find the experts that know how to design that operating model, how to think through quite carefully, and get them to take us all on the journey and extract what is needed out of the people that know how the network operates, but put it in the context of an operating model that's going to set us up for success.
So when the decision was made to bring in Radically, I was a little bit sceptical at first, bringing in a consultancy to help us with the work. But what I found was that these guys put a framework in place that we could work with to go through these steps ourselves, so it wasn't something that was imposed on us.
Radically were the obvious choice, and sitting down with Edwin and Dan and understanding the way they looked at things, it was just a really good alignment with how we like to work.
They were able to step us through that process, and where we dived into rabbit holes, which people invariantly do, they were able to pull us back out and anchor us and point and shoot us in the right direction to keep that momentum going. Everybody's voice was heard, and whether or not it was taken on board or discounted, there was that forum there that everybody could speak.
What I really liked about their way of working was there are some ideas and principles that will lead you to success, but they've not come in and gone, there's our recipe card, you must follow it. They've helped us understand our business, come along on the journey with us, and then help just guide us through the process of trying to tease the right things out of the right people. There's been a few pleasant surprises through the process, and I think that's testament to the Radically team's ability to just get the best out of people. It would have been easy for people to come into this and think, well, wait a minute, what does this mean for my job, and protect their own patch. But the team helped us understand we've got to look at the big picture. You know, the first hat you wear when you come to the room is we've got to do what's right for Kiwirail and for Wellington. And everybody really bought into that ethos. And that was really great to see, because there wasn't the friction that could have been there. Instead, everyone was pointed in the same direction. And it let us move quite quickly. But you could also see the team learning together, and that's a really important thing for us to be able to build a really cohesive team that works well.
There was a space that Radically helped us create where we could ask awkward questions and really start to challenge some of the ideas rather than people in the room, which was really important because, you know, there are some of these awkward things that we needed to surface together.
I'm absolutely confident that we are moving in the right direction. When I take it back to the principles of the operating model, I know we've done the right thing. That operating model underpins exactly what we know we need to head towards, so absolutely confident we're going the right way.